Like, if you ever want your mouth to just water over a fragrance, and this thing happens to me every single time. This is a mouth-watering fragrance. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Jessica. If this is your first time, welcome. On my channel, I pretty much talk about hair, fragrances, and random DIYs. Mostly fragrances. In today's video, I will be talking about the perfumes in my collection that could pass for a dupe for the all-popular Baccarat Rouge. So you guys probably seen a lot of videos talking about these perfumes, and some of you might be tired of it, but if you're not, go ahead and continue watching. Oh, and before we do, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And you guys should follow me on what's it called? Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at that_fragrance_lover. So we all know that Baccarat Rouge is a very sweet, not necessarily warm. In my opinion, would say it's airy, but it's like a staple. At this point, it's a staple in everyone's collection. Not necessarily everyone, but like everyone who's like really into fragrances, this is a staple in our collections. It's so popular. Everybody talks about it. People are tired of hearing people talk about it. People who are not tired of hearing people talk about it but want to say that they're tired of hearing people talk about it. Everybody should say something about this perfume. And this perfume is pricey, so here are a couple options in my collection, and I think everything here was less than $100. Maybe except one. I can't remember if one was like right there at the $100 mark or like a little over, but I feel like everything I'm going to talk about is less than $100. They're very affordable, and they are somehow related to Baccarat in the sense that they might not necessarily smell exactly the same, but if you want to get the vibe of this one, you can still get it off of them. So the first one I'm going to talk about is actually kind of popular as a dupe for the Baccarat, and it's the Ariana Grande Cloud. This is another sweet lavender vanilla fragrance. I really like this one. On the initial opening of this one, it does smell like Baccarat Rouge, but give it about 30 minutes, or not even up to 30 minutes, you'll start to notice the difference. This one, I get the lavender a lot from it, and I don't even think it has notes in common with Baccarat, so it's weird. I don't know what it is in that opening that gives it that same smell that Baccarat has. Not the exact same, but like very close to it. It's a very creamy, sweet, like whipped cream scent. I've talked about this one before on my channel. This one would be like the second cousin to Baccarat. Like, it smells like it, but only in the opening. Only the initial spray of this one smells like this one. However, if you want to know what Baccarat Rouge smells like, if you can get your hands on this one is very affordable. I think this one is less than $50 when I got it. It might be more expensive now. I don't know, because there's so much hype behind it. But if you want to know what this one smells like, once you smell this, that initial opening, that's exactly what this one smells like. So the next fragrance that I'm going to talk about that is a dupe, but I don't even know if I feel comfortable calling it a dupe. These are just fragrances that smell like it. They're not necessarily dupes. They're their own fragrances. They just happen to smell like it. And it is Instant Crush from Mancera. This one is another gorgeous fragrance, guys. This is sweet, but this is warm, and this is more, I don't want to say it's darker, but it's leaning towards dark, and I like it. Like, this one smells similar to the Baccarat, but it has so much depth behind it. It has so much warmth behind it. Like, a lot of people will say this is definitely fall winter, and I get that, because this fragrance is, I don't know how to describe it. So when you initially spray it, you will get that Baccarat Rouge smell, and I think that it's the saffron in this one, that sweetness. Because Baccarat also has saffron in the top. This one has saffron in the top. So you get that on the initial spray. It smells like it, but when it dries down, even before it dries down, maybe like after the first hour, you immediately see that this one is totally different. This one is a different fragrance on its own. This one is woodier. It's like, it just has more. This one just has, not more, because Baccarat is awesome. The woody notes in this one are more pronounced. They come out more like, this is a warm scent. You will get hot with this one. This one also gives you luxury. It also gives you sophistication. But if we're being honest, they kind of don't give you the same luxury that Baccarat gives you. But This one is just like the grown-up version. This one is definitely a cousin, not a second cousin, but this one is like a cousin, like an older cousin of Baccarat. Like they look alike, but this one is more advanced in age. This one has stayed longer on Earth. And so this one knows more. Baccarat is not young, but at the same time, this one, it's like in the middle. But it just has like more, the woody notes and this one shine more. They shine more and this is long lasting. The cloud that I talked about is long lasting, is decent, maybe about 5 to 6 hours. But this one will literally last you all day. You don't need too much of this and it will last you all day. Just a few sprays and you're good. And I think this is the one that I said is probably close to 100, or maybe it goes for over, I can't remember, I think I paid 98 for this one plus tax, maybe 100. I don't remember, but you can find it for different prices online. But yeah, this one packs a punch. This one is more, I see a lot of guys wearing this. I mean, girls love this too. But let's say, for example, you spray this one and then you spray Baccarat. I feel like if you ask the guy to choose and he didn't know which was which, he probably will go with this one because, like I said, this one just has more depth and more to it than Baccarat. On the initial spray, you get Baccarat inside of it, but this is like a whole different fragrance on its own. I feel like it's just that initial sweetness that's similar, but other than that, no, it's different actually. So the next fragrance I'm going to talk about that gives me similar vibes, this one, a lot of you are going to say, Jessica, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. It is not. And like I said, I'm not calling this a dupe video. These are just perfumes that smell like Baccarat in my collection, in my opinion. And this is the Lattafa Body Out Oud for Glory. This one is a recent addition in my collection. Now this one is a distant relative. Like if you check the family tree, the roots and everything, you'll see that they're related. If you do a DNA test, you'll see that they're related, but you don't necessarily know how they're related. It's probably somebody's great-great-grandfather that's like the brother to this other person. Like, you know, it's like some type of distant relation. So this one, in my opinion, is like a Middle Eastern oud rose version of not version, but like you get that Baccarat Rouge DNA. You get that smell in this fragrance. When you smell this fragrance, this one is warm. I would say that this one is for the oud lovers, okay? So this is like Baccarat Rouge, but for my oud lovers, for my Middle Eastern fragrance lovers. That's what this one is. This one, oh, it smells good actually. This smells good. Yeah, this one's definitely a distant relative because you get that smell. You get that. The sweetness in this one is the same type of sweetness that they have in Baccarat. And I'm thinking once again it's from that saffron and probably something else in here. I don't know. But I did note that this one has saffron. The Instant Crush has saffron and Baccarat has saffron. And I know that saffron kind of adds like a sweetness to perfumes. And I feel like that's what's in this fragrance. It smells like that. But that goes away really quickly. That goes, not really quickly, but like you forget about Baccarat. You might smell it and you're like, oh yeah, that smells like Baccarat Rouge. But like you forget about that because this one intensifies on you. The sweetness is still always there, but the oud just keeps coming out. As you go about your day and like the heat emanates from your body, I feel like there's something it does that just makes this one more, I wouldn't even say it's necessarily spicy. It just makes it like warmer and like a thicker, deeper sweetness. The first time I smelled this, I did say like you get the oud straight off the bat, but there is an airiness to it, that sweetness, and that's the exact same type of airiness that I get from the original Baccarat Rouge. They do not smell that close. I feel like this one is actually the one that smells the least like Baccarat out of everything I've talked about. However, you cannot deny the fact that they are related. You cannot deny the fact that this is a distant relative. You can't deny the fact that this one will still get invited to the party because, you know, they're all the same family. But yeah, ooh, this is a good fragrance. Good sillage. Longevity, I'm not too sure yet because I haven't given it like a full day's test. If I do, I will let you guys know. This smells good. The next fragrance I'm going to talk about, this one out of everything is the one that I would actually say is 98% closest to Baccarat. Because like I said, I don't want to call these clones, I don't want to call these dupes. They're not dupes. They're their own fragrances. They just happen to smell like Baccarat, or they just happen to be in like the same family. And if you guys don't already know, it's the Al Haramain Amber Oud Rouge. Like this one, I can kind of say that this one was probably, when they were making this one, they probably were making it as a dupe or clone. Or maybe it's just a coincidence, because even the bottle is like red. Even the name is similar. Haramain Amber Oud Rouge. Like, this one is going to be the older sibling to Baccarat. Like, this one is literally like right here, and then Baccarat is right here. Not in quality, but like in similarity. I don't know if I'm making sense. I don't know if you guys are. It's just like you have an older brother who's like a year older than you. You guys are like so close in age. And you guys like look alike, you know, all that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. But, or even twins. Like, you know, when you have twins, they might look alike. They might do everything similar. At the end of the day, they're different. That's what Al Haramain Amber Oud Rouge and Baccarat, that's how I see them. Because this smells almost exactly like Baccarat, but this one, the sweetness of this one is, I don't know. To me, this one is more, I don't want to say this one is sweeter. To me, this one is more mouth-watering. This one, but it is strong. I feel like, dare I say, this one is strong. This one is stronger than Baccarat Rouge, honestly. Yes, like this one has a depth to it. And I know it says Amber Oud Rouge, so there's oud in this one too, but the oud is not as intense or as dark as the Oud for Glory. The oud in this one is actually, it's really sweet, it's really light, it's airy. The sweetness, oh, this is a mouth watering, guys. Like, if you ever want your mouth to just water over a fragrance, and this thing happens to me every single time, this is a mouth watering fragrance. It's so sweet. It's sweet that you feel it right here. That's how you feel the sweetness. Like for Baccarat, I don't feel that. Like Baccarat, I get the sweetness, but I don't necessarily feel it. This one, you feel it in your mouth. It's just like, it's yummy. This is a yummy fragrance, but at the same time, it's warm. It's spicy. It has depth. It has more to it. I don't know what is, but listen, this one is just like the older brother or the older sister to Baccarat. This one is already like established. This one smells good, guys. Like this one smells good. And this one is affordable. I feel like this one, I think this one and the last one I talked about were probably around like $50, if not even less. So yeah, this one, if you want to know what Baccarat smells like, this is what it smells like. If you want to know what the Baccarat Rouge Extrait version smells like, this is what it smells like. Because I actually heard that this one is more of a dupe to the Extrait version than the original Baccarat. And I get that because people have said that the Extrait version for Baccarat is like a more intense version. And that's what I get off of this one. This one smells like Baccarat, but it's just like a more intense version. But honestly, I would say that out of everything, this one is the one that smells the closest to Baccarat. And it's weird because this is an honorable mention. This is the Burberry Her. I don't have the full bottle, but I decanted it for my sister. And Burberry Her, in my opinion, smells literally the same as this. They're so similar. Like one time she sprayed it on both arms. Like she sprayed this one on one arm and this one on the other arm. And she asked me to smell it and I couldn't get the difference. But when I sprayed it on myself, the only difference that I could point out is that, I don't know if you guys remember when I used to say that when I spray this perfume, it used to give me like a burnt plastic smell. Which is weird because I feel like it's either I've gotten used to it or I appreciate that smell more now. Because I feel like that's that sugar, that sweetness that I get, that burnt sugar. That's what I think I was getting, that it was coming off as burnt plastic on my skin. I just appreciate it. I appreciate it more now. This one smells just like this one, other than that initial smell at the beginning. But it's weird because I wouldn't necessarily say this one smells like Baccarat Rouge, but they do have the same DNA. This one I would say is like the last born, you know, the youngest in the family. That's what I would say this one is like. they just gave birth to this one. It's still trying to find its way. Like, you know, it looks like the rest of them, but it's not them. This is Khloe Kardashian. How she looked like the rest of the sisters, but didn't necessarily look like them. That's what Burberry Her is. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but that's... I just want you guys to get a feel of what I'm trying to say. And if you guys see, I will put the pictures up like I said. This has almost exactly the same notes as Baccarat. So this is honestly the closest to Baccarat Rouge. If you want to get Baccarat Rouge, or you want to smell like you have Baccarat Rouge, but you do not want to spend the money for it, this is the next best thing, honestly. Out of everything I've talked about, this is the next best thing. This will be your best friend. This is the one you should go with out of everything. And remember, these are just the ones in my collection. There's so many dupes out there. There's so many clones. There's so many perfumes that people say smell like Baccarat. But in my collection, these are the ones that fall. They're all under the same umbrella. Saying all of that though, we all know that Baccarat is still its own fragrance. Like, each of these fragrances are all their own fragrance. And Baccarat is just its own. Like, it's just different. As much as they try, so many people try to like dupe it. At the end of the day, it's still just its own. Even if it smells exactly the same, you yourself in your mind, you know how much you paid for Baccarat. So you yourself, you will know that, okay, fine, I smell like it, but I'm not it. You know? And that's okay. And that's okay. All these other ones, I'm telling you, because God knows, now that I have all these other fragrances, if my Baccarat finishes, I'm probably not gonna repurchase it, at least for a while. I will not repurchase, because if I have all these other ones that smell similar to it, please, why? So yeah guys, that brings us to the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched all the way through, you're the real MVP. Like I always say, let me know what you guys thought down in the comment section. Do you have these fragrances? Do you like them? What did you think about them? Do you have other fragrances in your collection that you feel smell really, really close to Baccarat, or they're, you know, related in one way or the other? Let me know down in the comment section. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to please like, share, and subscribe. I'll be very happy if you do, okay? Like, allow the ministry to move. My new subscribers, thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate you. And I hope you guys are enjoying my content. I enjoy filming them for you. So yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.